Hi, I'm Megan, and I've been binge watching YouTube videos about books lately, booktube, and I decided that looks really flippin' fun. I want to do that. So here we are at Everything Lit. I'm living in Minnesota right now, pursuing my Master's of Fine Arts degree in creative writing, so books are my life. I've had to read like 3 books a week for school, and now my brain is just like, I want more. And I thought a good way to introduce myself to you all would be to list my top 5 favorite books of all time. So let's do it. Let's go. Let's do this. Number 5 is Stealing Mona Lisa by Carson Morton, and I have like little sticky notes, so if I'm looking down at the ground, that's what that is. And this takes place in 1911. It is a mystery historical fiction book. It's about a con artist named Eduardo de Valfurino and his team of con artists and art forgers. And so what Eduardo does is he steals famous paintings, has them forged, and then sells the forgery to rich people as if it were the real painting, and then returns the real painting to the museum. Con artist. It's brilliant. And so he and his team decide they want to pull off one last heist and steal the Mona Lisa from the Louvre in Paris. Of course, with any good heist story, shit goes down. I remember reading it and just being like, this is so awesome, it's so much fun. All the characters are really like funny and well developed, and there are romantic elements, and it's a fun romp. And Carson Morton, this is the only book he's written, and I'm really sad about that because it's so good. Next on my list, gonna rip the sticky notes. Number 4 is Bareback by Chris Owen. This is a gay romance, as you might be able to tell by the cover and the title. And what is it a gay romance about? Cowboys! Woo, woo. Losing my voice. It's a gay romance about cowboys, and this is my number 4 favorite book because when I first read it, probably 10 years ago, it was the first romance between men that I had seen in like paperback form. It was the first story I'd read like this outside of fanfic. And so it just like blew my mind. I love it so much. It has really good characters, Jake, Taggart, and Tor. It's kind of a like hate to love thing where they get on each other's nerves and they're kind of feisty, and then they get caught in a thunderstorm and things get steamy. Yeah. Number 3 on my list is Wither by Lauren DeStefano. This is a YA dystopian novel. It is about the main character named Ryan. She gets kidnapped, and in this world some weird mutation has happened where women die at the age of 20 and men die at the age of 25. No matter what, they hit that age, they sicken, and they die. And it's created a market in women because between the ages of like 15 and 20, they gotta pump out some babies to keep the human race going. It's really messed up and really awesome. Ryan is kidnapped, sold as a bride to Lyndon Vaughn, this like rich family, and she's sold with 2 other girls. So this kid has 3 wives. I can math, English, whatever. So it's just super creepy. And so it focuses on Ryan trying to escape this situation and get back to her twin brother, and it involves like some love triangle stuff, and all the characters are quite well developed and interesting. And this is the first book in a series called the Chemical Garden trilogy. Whoop. And so the second book is Fever, and the third book is Sever. Number 2 on the list, my 2 favorite books have been my top 2 favorite books for like 10 years. Like, I kid you not. I'm a very consistent lover of books. So number 2 on my list is Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. This is a classic / historical fiction. God, look at how beautiful this book is. I had a paperback that like the cover ripped off of because I loved it so much. I had to like tape it back on. And then my mom got me this. It's like in a box, and then the book comes out, and it's just like so beautiful. I love you. Anywho, this is about Scarlett O'Hara, who is the wealthy daughter of a plantation owner. She's 16 when the novel starts, but it covers a long period of time. I mean, look at how fat it is. Like, covers a while. So it starts before the Civil War, goes through the Civil War, and then the Reconstruction of the South afterwards. And a lot of people don't like Scarlett, but bitches get shit done. I love her. She's so, like, cool and badass, and she does some terrible things, but she does them for, like, the right reasons. I don't know. I think she's so cool. She uses what power she has to get what she needs. I don't know. She does what she has to do. That's all there is to it. And of course the romance. You can't talk about Gone with the Wind without talking about the romance between Scarlett and Rhett. I mean, there are some like problematic things in here, not gonna lie. But Scarlett and Rhett are just meant to be. They're just two idiots. Two idiots in love. And isn't that what every love story should be? Just two idiots in love. The reason that Gone with the Wind is not my #1 favorite book is because I got to the end and I was really sad and angry. And there are no spoilers, but I was just sad and angry, and I thought, no way is that better than #1, Jane Eyre. This has been my favorite book since 7th grade when I was 13. So it's been about 12 years. And I've read it 4 times since then. It's a classic / gothic romance. You've probably heard about it on other channels. I know I've seen on booktube. Several other booktubers love it, and that makes my heart sing. It's so good. But this follows Jane, Jane Eyre, and she is orphaned. Her aunt and uncle take her in. Her uncle dies and makes her aunt promise to keep her, but her aunt hates her. It's kind of a Cinderella story with like the evil stepmother and step sisters, except it's cousins. She has 2 girl cousins and a boy cousin, and they all are awful to her. And then her aunt sends her away to a boarding school, and like more bad stuff happens, and then she decides to become a governess as she grows up. And she goes to Thornfield Hall where she meets Mr. Rochester, and then like stuff goes down, and it's really amazing. And like Jane is such a strong, independent female character before that was a thing. You know, this was written in like the 1830s, and it just like blows my mind how forward-thinking Charlotte Bronte was. I actually have 2 copies of this. The other copy, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, is over here. Yep, and I don't know, this is like a whole shelf of Jane Eyre stuff. Don't look at that. But this copy has illustrations. The illustration I wanted to show you. Look at how beautiful that is. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Yeah. I have some honorable mentions because I couldn't really decide. So the first honorable mention, Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice. You can see there's a little bookmark in here. I'm currently rereading this. This came out in 1976. It's going to be 40 years old this April, and it kind of revolutionized the vampire genre, and it's super flippin' gay, so I really love it. And this is about Louis Pontilac, a vampire, and he tells his life story about how he became a vampire and what he lived through from like 1780s until 1976 when the book came out. The second honorable mention is the Artemis Fowl series by Ian Colfer. And I read this when I was younger. I've read it a couple times actually. It's so good. It's about a 12-year-old criminal mastermind who like wants to capture a fairy, but the second one is even better, and there's a whole series, but they did a cover redesign, and so like I don't have the last couple books because they don't match these pretty sparkly ones, and that makes me sad. And the final honorable mention is The Peach Keeper by Sarah Addison Allen. This is about a family estate that is being rebuilt because the family kind of went to ruins, and they find a dead body under the peach tree, and it's kind of a mystery, but it's also a romance, and it's really short, It's really good. Sarah Addison Allen is one of my favorite authors. It's such a comfortable, her writing style is so comfortable, like a comfy pair of pajamas. I don't know, I just remember reading this and thinking this is exactly what I needed. So those are my top 5 favorite books and my honorable mentions. I hope to have a February haul up soon and a March TBR and a February wrap up. I got plenty of videos like planned for the future, so I hope you come back and see me. Let me know what your favorite books are down in the comments, and I'll see you soon. Bye! And also, I want to say that my favorite series of all time is Harry Potter. Like, obviously. Like, Harry Potter is just, classic. Like, everyone grew up reading Harry Potter. I think that it doesn't even need to be said. Like, I love Harry Potter.